To our last race before the lunch break here at Wintercup Campillos. Race 9 of the meeting, Senior Rotax, Heat 4, Groups B and C. The front row will be comprised of Sweden's very own Matilda Olsson and Guilherme de Oliveira from Portugal. Lewis Gilbert and Dean McDonald will round out row number 2 ahead of Tom Edmonds and Philip Vava from Spain as they go onto the formation lap. Andreas Hebauer and Elia Galvanin from France and Italy round out the top 8. Ahead of Eduardo Kositen and Maxim Turiev from Russia. Charlie Turner and Tima Iroshin from Russia round out the 6th row ahead of Storm Brewer and Tim Mikametz from Germany. James Johnson, also part of the new Sodi Vitesse crew here this weekend, will be alongside Robin Knutsson from Sweden. Luna Blum from the Netherlands with JJ Racing will be alongside Karol Kret from Poland on row number 9. Maurice Schuring, 15 years old this week, will be on the inside of row number 10 with Vincent France from Germany alongside. Also, Jordi van der Eyck and Laurie Lepay will be on row 11 ahead of Hussein Salman from Egypt, Arthur Roche from from France. We've also got Michael Petit from Belgium, Christophe Capitain from France, Norton Falke from Germany, and Miguel Arce Montoro from Spain. Final call for driver 417 from DD2. 417 DD2 driver, please head to the stewards immediately. That is driver Adrian Prunosa from Spain. Please head to the stewards immediately. Thank you. So for the final time before the lunch break, we go into racing action. So, this time around, 10 minutes plus an additional lap. Olsson and de Oliveira on the front row. We go lights out, and Olsson gets the advantage going down the straightaway with de Oliveira. I think looking towards the outside, he's down to 4th, maybe even 5th, maybe even make that 6th by turn 4 and 5, and which is the case. Olsson leading, and up into 2nd is Lewis Gilbert, who's trying to swarm all over the back of Matilda Olsson. And here comes Dean McDonald. It's the strawberry 1, 2, 3. And they are squabbling between themselves. And Guilherme de Oliveira down into P6. Looks like it's Philip Vava and Tom Edmonds with Vava up ahead. Then Edmonds thinks otherwise and goes up the inside of the Spaniard through turn 12. Dean McDonald, in the meantime, has got past Lewis Gilbert for 2nd place, but Matilda Olsson has now got away to a little slight point there. So we come round through turn 17 and 18 to complete lap number 1 with Olsson, McDonald, Gilbert. Then it is Kosseteng. Kosseteng's made a move up the order. Then it's Vava, de Oliveira and Edmonds, all from KR Sports. Charlie Turner up to P8 now, having started down in 11th position, so good work from the Brits. Then it's Andreas Hebauer and KSB Sports, Elia Galvanin. So, and Sarah's just briefly joined me in the commentary box to keep an eye on this, because there's one fast female at the front of it, but it's not going to be easy when I actually count the top 12, maybe even make that the top 15, that are separated between the exit of turn 12, or the exit of turn 14 as I say that now. It's quite quickly to say one thing and think it, but then when your brain is engaged, it's happened too quickly. So the top 9 to 11 drivers now have exited turn 16. And last time around, the top 8 were separated by under 1.9 seconds. It could be even closer with even more karts in it. Top 10 separated by 2.5 seconds as they go back up the hill. And it is Strawberry Racing 1, 2, 3, KR Sport 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And it looks like that there has been a change. But Charlie Turner is really getting closer, as is Andreas Hebauer from France. So Charlie Turner really doing a great effort for the Sodi Vitesse team based out of the UK. As de Oliveira now up into P5, no, P6, so a P5, so he's got ahead of the 355 of Tom Edmonds. So it's switching all the time between Kosseteng, who's actually the second highest rookie when it comes to those that have never competed in the Euro Trophy before. If it's their first appearance this weekend, they are classed as a rookie, irrespective of the experience they might have. But Dean McDonald has had a lot of mileage on kart circuits, internationally speaking, and McDonald is now less than 0.3 of a second off of Matilda Olsson on this particular occasion. They go up the hill. Coming up the hill, you've got Kosseteng, De Oliveira and Edmonds in close proximity. They've slightly dropped Chaos Sports stablemate Philip Vava from Spain, as the leaders have now made their way through the exit of turn 9. Other changes in position. Karel Kret up behind Robin Knutsson, having got past Artur Horsch for 21st. Robin Knutsson up to P20. As there's a nice move up the inside from Tim Mikametz on James Johnson from Sodi Vitesse. So 42 competition against Sodi Vitesse out on circuit. So Tim Mikametz goes up into 12th place. But it's really concertinaing at the front of the field because McDonald is in the lead. He's in the lead. Where did he take the lead of this race? I've been concentrating all the way up and down the field. And Dean McDonald, as we've got a 3-second penalty. And that is for the 351. That's Robin Knutsson. So Knutsson from Sweden now has the first 3-second penalty of this meeting. But there's more moves as Matilda Olsson has just been thrown past. Well, it's just been jumped past by Lewis Gilbert. And right behind them is Eduardo Kosseteng. So Kosseteng now has an opportunity to get past the current defending Euro Trophy champion, Matilda Olsson. It's not going to be easy, but Olsson now sends it up the inside of Lewis Gilbert. Kosseteng looked to the inside, had enough room in terms of space, but didn't have enough momentum through that corner. So they come down as Gilbert goes back up the inside of Olsson for second position through turn 16. Olsson repays the favour. These two were battling at loggerheads last year when Lewis joined the squad. But whilst they're battling, this is going to allow Kosseteng, Edmonds, De Oliveira all to catch up, maybe even Philip Vava, as there is an absolute train from second onwards. We've got a replay here now coming onto the live stream of some of the action we've seen so far in this race. So as they're coming up the hill, just behind Matilda Olsson is Lewis Gilbert. Dean McDonald's in the lead of the race. They go up towards the top of turn 5, down into turn 6, and Gilbert just absolutely planted it, mounted the curb 2 wheels, perfectly nailed it, but made sure there was no contact between his teammates. Olsson now is down in 4th place as there's toing and throwing. It's like doing the hokey cokey without with carts rather than actually doing it with people. So we've got Lewis Gilbert now in 2nd. I think that's Kosseteng in 3rd. Olsson down in 4th place now, as Dean McDonald now leads and has a sizable gap. It was over a second. It could be getting closer and closer as everyone from 2nd. And that is an absolute cavalcade of senior Rotax drivers. That's from 2nd to 11th. We've had a black and white flag shown to 3:05. And that is De Oliveira, currently running in 6th position. Gap now is nearly 2 seconds between 1st and 2nd position. But again, there is more overtaking. Charlie Turner's making it 3 wide through turn 7. That's crazy. Charlie Turner just went up the inside of 2 other drivers into turn 7. We've had side-by-side heading through that corner, but not 3 abreast. And that's why he was the 2018 Super 1 British Rotax Senior Max champion. Great spatial awareness from Charlie Turner. That now puts him still in P8. He's been absolutely battling away like you wouldn't believe. It's a learning experience for Sodi Vitesse this weekend, but they will learn from it. And the performances that Brad Barrett, James Johnson, and also Charlie Turner will help the team to develop. As now Dean McDonald has a lead of 3 seconds over now Matilda Olsson, who's back into 2nd position. We've got 2 minutes and 20 plus an additional lap still left to go. Lewis Gilbert, in the meantime, has actually ended up down in 10th. So there's been a bit of a drama for Lewis Gilbert. So he was running with Matilda Olson and also Eduardo Cosseteng. So whilst McDonald goes away into the distance, the running order of the remaining top 15, Olson second, Cosseteng de Oliveira, Edmonds, Hebel, Vava, Turiev, Turner, Gilbert, Galvanin, Tim Mikamets, James Johnson, Tima Eroshin and Lori Lepai. I've got to ask you something here, Sarah. That's been... we said you said senior Rotax was the category you were looking forward to, but this is just an absolute brilliant display, isn't it?
Yeah, watching Matilda in her first heat this morning, obviously she came away with the win. She's got it a bit more tough in this race, so it's interesting to see it switching up a little bit.
It's quite interesting how the pendulum swings. I mean, you know, Charlie Turner, I think, doing one of the best three wide, and we haven't seen three wide going through turns 7 and 8, and Charlie has just put the cat amongst the pigeons and said, there's room, I'm going to do it. And he pulled off the manoeuvre. I would doff my cap, but I might have to doff your cap instead. But yeah, that was a really good job from him on that one.
It was, yeah. Charlie's doing a fantastic job, and like you say, it just goes to show the reason why he's a champion.
Yeah. So we get into the last 60 seconds plus an additional lap, and there is still battles yet to be decided. Matilda Olson has got away from the 3-3-8 of Cosseteng. So effectively, he's now got... as there's more drivers just tripping all over each other, as Tim Mikamets is still ahead of James Johnson, Eroshin down in 14th. We're now going to be on to what's effectively the second from penultimate lap here, as Dean McDonald crosses the line and puts it 1 minute 4, but Matilda Olson has just put in a 1 minute 3.993. Drops the gap down to 2.9 seconds, as there is more action going into turn 5. As that, oh no, we've had an incident! 2 into each other. One has to run wide to avoid. One's out of the race. Up at turn number 5 on the outside of the corner. Can't really make out who that is, but as the drivers were tripping over each other, is that Andreas Hebert from France? The race suit and the side pods look familiar. That could be Andreas Hebert from France. Not too sure, but we'll find out very shortly. As we're now on to the penultimate lap of the race, as one of the drivers that was involved was... I'm not too... Right, let's have a look at the replay, because we'll be able to have a better vantage point of what happened in that incident. And that was at turn 5. So let's just take a look here. So there's a bit of clattering together. 362 gets involved. And that was Turiev from Russia. And I'm just wondering who was the other. So that might be Turiev that's actually at the top there, that's out of it. So we go on to the last lap board. It's the final lap before the lunch break, as Sarah is going to head down to the pre-grid. So final lap it is. We go down to what is effectively turn 11 for the final time with our leader Dean McDonald. A great run of form so far for Strawberry Racing, as it's going to be a potential 1-2 now with Olson in second. Then we got Cosseteng. Tom Edmonds is the third highest placed rookie, and I use the word rookie when it comes to Dean McDonald in a very loose sense, but he comes around turn 16 for the final time, through into the left at 17, and it's another win for Strawberry Racing as the 384 of Dean McDonald takes the checkered flag in Senior Rotax Heat 4 Groups B and C. Matilda Olson makes it a Strawberry 1-2, taking another top 2 finish for the young lady from Uppsala in Sweden by 2.351 seconds. Eduardo Cosseteng, second highest placed rookie in terms of Euro Trophy appearances, ahead of Tom Edmonds from KR Sport. Guilherme de Oliveira in 5th place, ahead of Philip Vava. Charlie Turner takes 7th at the end of that, ahead of Lewis Gilbert. Tim Mikamets and Elia Galvanin from KSB Sport, representing Italy, completes the top 10. Then it's James Johnson, Timo Eroshin that finishes in 12th, ahead of Lori Repai. Luna Blum, Robin Knutsson, who got a 3-second penalty, is classed as 15th. Storm Brewer, Andreas Hebert. Vincent France rounds out the top 18. 19th was Karol Kret from Poland. Artur Hosch, Maurice Schuring, Michael Petit, Yori van der Eyck, Hussein Salman from Egypt from Ghibli Raceway, Christophe Capitan in 25th with Norton Falke and Miguel Arce Montoro rounding out the 27 that finished. And unfortunately, the only retirement of the race was Maxime Turiev running with Bouvin Power. And that completes the racing action for what's been an interesting first half of the day here at Circuito Campillos in Andalusia.